Good morning. We're going to be doing the service a little differently today. It's our picnic. Can you tell? So we're going to be starting with a song, and we're going to be doing it in Sacred Song Circle style. Even though we're in the middle of COVID and we're indoors and stuff, I am going to move to the middle of the room. And I would be delighted if people would stand and face into the middle of possible. I would encourage you to sing out and in harmony if you want to, if you're able. Sing melody, sing harmony, sing with joy and a smile on your face. Make eye contact with other people. We're going to be singing, "Come Sing a Song with Me." Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a horse in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
Thank you, Sonis. Thank you, everyone. Did that not sound beautiful? I think it did. It was beautiful. So we welcome you this morning to our improvised church picnic. I think we made the right decision. Do you think so? Yeah. With the storms coming up and all of that rain that's promised, I think it's good that we meet together inside. But we can still have fun, right? We can have fun and times together and just relax and make the picnic atmosphere. So we're glad to see all of you here. Our mission, of course, at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Kent is to inspire love, is to work for justice, and to grow together in community just as we are.
I used to publish a magazine called The Wellness Connection, in the earlier days of the mind-body movement in Ohio. The idea was to connect people to themselves, to others that could potentially help them, and to those who want to help others. A few of you might remember this. The Wellness Connection was about building community and helping people experience that shift in perspective that, yes, we are already connected, not just to each other, but also to all of life, the web of existence of which we are a part, as you say in our 7th principle. To help people experience this connection, we had first-person articles written about the experience of seekers and healers, as well as features on acupuncture masters and organic family farmers. We didn't tell people what and what not to do from some authoritative place. We shared of ourselves instead. A takeaway from the magazine and from years of spiritual practice is to see and feel more clearly that we are essentially one. It is also to fall in love with the natural world, ourselves included, so that we may be more alive, happier, and engaged, and to feel connected. When we believe we are separate, anxiety, depression, and abuse can more easily occur. When we feel separate, we might start believing and having to prove that we are better or worse than others. We blame or other people, believing some to be inferior, along with nature, which is to be used and dominated. This perspective can also reinforce the ideology of individualism, which can lead to selfishness, fear, and the cult of the great hero. Shades of authoritarianism there. Why help other people when we should be looking out for number one, right? The pandemic often forced us to be physically separate. And sadly, some of the effects have lingered, making some of us feel more impatient. Is that true for anybody here? Maybe a little socially anxious, or maybe even feeling alienated. In some ways, we forgot how to be in community. It is time once again to celebrate and practice this connection, and to let the blessings of interconnectedness sink deep into our psyches. Come, let us worship together. As we light our chalice here, those of you at home, feel free to light your home chalice. Join me in saying the words for the chalice lighting that is in your order of service. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Each week we create a time of shared stillness for prayer, reflection, gratitude, meditation, or simply being present. We can remember who we truly are, reflect on life, and reconnect with the sacred mystery that is at the very heart of life itself. Let us enter a time of silence now. Life is a mystery that brings many things. In the spirit of being a community of compassion and care, we take time to honor the important events in one another's lives. Our experiences include struggle and loss. We start by asking people to share the sorrows, struggles, and losses in their hearts right now. I'll be reading the yellow cards people have turned in, and if you're on Zoom, please feel free, if you have a sorrow or a concern you want shared, to write it in the chat, and I will read that out loud. The first one is from me. My father died unexpectedly this past week. Sana shares a concern that she is still sharing. Is that James's many current struggles? Okay, so we'll keep James and Sonis in our hearts. Colin K shares a concern that money is difficult at this time and struggles with feeding the family. Certainly we share with you our heartfelt concern for you, and hope this turns out to be a temporary thing. We'll be thinking of you, and I'm sure the church will be contacting you as well. Let me see if there are any on the chat. Max Grubb shares that their beloved dog Winston recently crossed the Rainbow Bridge. So we keep Max's whole family in our hearts as they grieve the loss of their beloved dog. I'm not seeing other on Zoom or cards. If there's somebody that's on your mind, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, thank you very much, Julie. I missed that. There's another one on the chat from Donna Craver-Dean sharing that their beloved 15-year-old dog Tater went to dog heaven this week, and they really miss him. Yeah, he was a very sweet dog. We're very sorry to hear that, and we send our heartfelt wishes to you and your family as you grieve his loss. I don't see other cards, or not yet on the chat. If you have somebody on your heart or mind and you didn't want to turn in a card, but you just wish to say their name out in this space, to call them into this community of care, please feel free to just state their name from where you are. So I offer you these words of prayer. Spirit of life and love, draw near. Embrace all who are struggling today. For those who feel defeated, may they feel the presence of others here today and experience a glimmer of hope. For those who are sad, may this community of care be a source of love and comfort. If we have fallen short of our ideals in our daily lives, let us show kindness to ourselves, practicing the forgiveness we would want for others. As we face personal difficulties and the brokenness in the world, may we draw on this community of care to help us gather the strength to bring love to our efforts of healing. Life also brings joy, wonder, and awe. We've experienced moments this week that lifted our spirits. Those on Zoom can use the chat box to share your joys. And I have a few here on cards to share as well. Colin shares a joy that Dussel Farms was helping them with feeding dogs this week. Dogs are on a lot of people's minds this week, it seems like. Mark Stevens shares that the joy that he's going to return to the university for a short time. That sounds like a fun change. Christy is sharing the joy of feeling gratitude for the people who organized the Reeds and Roots event yesterday. Special thanks to Reverend Renee, who's a community minister in our church. Randy Bish and Heidi Schaefer Bish, our other leaders up here, are celebrating their second wedding anniversary next weekend. Yeah, actual date August 29th. So best wishes to you all as you celebrate. And then I just have AMS. I'm not sure if that AMS, maybe this is not to be read a name. Anyway, they're sharing that they have escaped from an abusive home situation, and looking into some upcoming changes about new names for themselves. So this community is here to support you, and when you feel comfortable, if you want to reach out, certainly the minister and others are here to support you in your journey and to help you with this. It's listed as a joy, but we understand that there's a lot going on here, and we would want to be there for you as you make your transition. So we have a number of joys to share from the chat. Elaine Bowen shares that there were many August birthdays, her dad turning 96, her sister having a birthday, no age given, and Tuesday she wants everybody to know that Bill is turning 65. I'm not sure if that means that Bill is older than Elaine, but in any event, she's sharing that on chat. Yay, Bill, so a shout out to Bill that many members know her husband, Bill. Happy birthday, Bill. Becky Haynes is thankful for getting lots of texts from her children for the meal she made for them, so she's feeling gratitude for her grandchildren right now. Max shared a joy that their daughter is starting her sophomore year at Ohio University. Go, Sophie, we're rooting for you as you go back to school this year. Donna Craver-Dean shares that Eden and so many of our UU youth are starting middle school tomorrow. So best wishes to all of you in your time at middle school and all the kids going back to school right now and starting their new year. Vivian shares that Sally Burnell is doing well and recovering from her surgery this week. So we send you, Sally, thoughts of continued healing on your journey back to better health. Yeah, Elaine shares, yes, he's chronologically older than me. Just to confirm that. Ann Andrews is thankful for 2 weeks when she got a lot of visit from a daughter who was here helping her with some of her own health treatments, but she's sharing as a joy that her daughter was here to help her with that. So we're so glad that you were able to get that family help rallying around you, Anne, at this challenging time. I think those are all the ones I have to share. So we'll just close with gratitude for these and every blessing we receive in life, for the gift of life itself, for the companionship of one another on life's journey, for the beauty of this world and the day of possibility. We raise our hearts in gladness with the word, Amen. Nobody, I didn't have it, so, okay, so I don't know what date that was, but apparently Reverend Stephen had a birthday recently, so he's not here this week because this is his Sunday off, but next week we'll have to be sure to give him a rousing happy birthday when he's back with us. Okay, so Sonis will now lead us in singing hymn number 402 from You I Receive.
Is this on? We on? Okay. All right, I'm moving back to the center. We're going to do this little chorus. We're going to do it 4 times. If people are able to stand, I would love it if you would. And we're going to do this with some hand movements. And I'm going to ask you to pick a different person to focus on. Since this is a day of connection and sharing, we're going to focus on one person each time and pick a different person each time. So I'm going to do it with Christy here just to start. So from you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. Make sense? Okay. So, find somebody else. I'll find somebody else. Okay. How about you? Okay. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. One more time. Hello. We ready? From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. Thank you, everyone.
Have you up a little closer. Come on up. And on Zoom, if you have your backpack, that's wonderful. If you don't worry. If you're joining us virtually, we'll have charms here at church, and we'll also be sending some charms out to the houses in the Kent area for the kiddos that are not here today. You can come and just have a seat up here if you like.
If you're here and you don't have your backpack, come on up anyway.
Yeah.
If you want, you don't have to.
I know. That's okay. It's a symbol. It's a symbol of. All right. I cannot believe how fast this summer flew by. What about you? All right. We're about to start a whole new church year, and you're all going back to school in some capacity, and I wonder how things will look for the new school year. Do you also wonder that? Me too. How about you? Yeah. All right, so 2 years ago, I talked to you about how to be brave, and you were facing remote school, and that was a huge change. It was a big, big deal, but you made it. You did it. Go you. And then last year, you were going back to school, and that was different too. You had to wear masks, and you had to social distance, and there were a lot of rules, and things were just feeling different. There were quarantines for COVID. If you went to in-person school, some of your teachers got COVID, and there was worries and anxiety about, are they gonna be okay? And so there was that added stress. But you got through that too. Go you. And now here we are this school year, and it's going to be different again. Because that's the thing about school years. There's no two that are the same. There will be new rules to learn, new teachers, new faces in the hallway, new activities if you're homeschooled. Some homeschoolers are adding music lessons like orchestra and band, and some kiddos are starting kindergarten for the first time, or starting high school for the first time, or starting middle school for the first time. And a lot is changing. So things are going to be different again. And no matter what your family chooses to do, homeschool, in-person school, a combination of both, things are going to change. And sometimes when things change, I get a little nervous. Does that ever happen to you? When things change and you're not quite sure what to expect, you can be a little nervous about that change. But it's okay to be nervous. And it's okay to not be sure. And it's okay to be excited too, or a combination of all of those things, all in 1 minute. Have you ever felt that way? Yeah, me too. So I want you to know, though, that you're brave and you're strong. And you know how I know? Because you've gotten through big things before. You've had big challenges. You faced big, big things, and you did it. You made it through. And one of the cool things that help us all get through changes and newness is this community, right? So maybe if you could stand up and just kind of look out, or turn and look out into this room. And if you're in Zoom, hi, we see you too. This community of people right here, they are your people. There are people that you know in this room. There are people that you have not met yet in this room. But the thing is, every single one of them in this room and in Zoom, and those who are not yet here this week and may come next week, the cool thing about all of these people is that every single one of them has your back, and your back, and your back. We care for each other, we celebrate each other, and we love each other. And we will be loving you through this school year too. So now we are going to bless your backpacks. And if you remember in the past, you have been given a charm. They're all unique, they're all different, they're all different colors, they all have a chalice, but they're all unique and different, just like each and every one of you. So even when you're away from this church, if you put this on your backpack and take a look at it on the days that maybe you're having a hard time, or you put it near your school areas at home if you're homeschooled, and you take a look at it, it's there to remind you that we are always with you and that we are always holding you with love. Okay? So let's bless these backpacks, Miss Michelle. Even when you are away from this church, know that you carry our love wherever you go.
May you feel curiosity all your days.
May your imagination catch fire.
May you find courage when it's necessary.
May your heart be filled with strength and tenderness.
May you always be able to find your favorite pencil or box of crayons. And it needs to be Crayola. I'm sorry.
May your permission slips be signed the night before you need them.
May your homework be light.
May you have courage to ask questions when you don't understand.
May you feel compassion toward those around you and they towards you.
May you feel heard and seen, and may you hear and see others.
May you speak up for those who are not heard and who are not seen.
And may you practice kindness with others and for yourself. Know that here you will always have a place to land, here in this church with this community, and know that you are loved. Go with our blessing and return to share with us everything you learn. Go in peace, my loves. You can return to your seats now. Oh, yeah, we got to give you your charms. I'm going to just dangle them in front of them and then not give them out. There you go. So while the children receive their backpack blessing charms, originally at the park we were not going to have an offering, but now that we're here in this building, we have decided that it would be a good idea to have an offering this morning. So we take care of each other through all of our talents and gifts, and we appreciate and are grateful for the gifts that we will receive today. The offering will now be greatly received.
So before I read this poem, Garden Zen by Kenneth Collier, I wanted to say that I had to look up a word in this poem, and I'll share it with you, because it's said twice. And that word is profundity, profundity. And what I have learned that it means is it comes from the word profound, which means something deep or thought-provoking. That might even lead to wisdom, but it is something that you are contemplating or thinking about, rather than maybe just being. I sit in my garden and contemplate the depth and profundity of the universe. And all the while the wind blows gently from the hills and teases the leaves and flowers and brushes my hair. A hummingbird visits the bright red sage, and gnats hover in the warm air. What need is there of profundity? Everything I need is here.
So as Unitarian Universalists, we're called to affirm and promote our congregation's 7 principles, which means we try to live in harmony with those principles. And the 7th principle, which has already been referred to today, calls us to show respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. That's kind of wordy, but I bet many of you have already heard that before. I'll read that one more time. Respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. I'd like to know, what does that mean to you? Somebody wants to share. What does it mean to you when you hear that 7th principle about respecting the interdependent web of all life? What does it mean to you? So, to take care of the air, the water, the plants, the animals. So the smallest things we do can have an impact down the road. So to enjoy the feeling of absolute connection. Sonis, did you have something you wanted to share? So if we take care of the world, it will take care of us. If we harm the world, then obviously it will harm us. Be a voice for the voiceless. So what we do to one part of the web affects the whole part of the web. Missing. Okay, so yeah, the 7th principle really reflects a lot on our connections to nature, to each other, how we treat each other, how we can cooperate together. In a little while, there'll be some social activities that will give us opportunity to foster our connections to one another as people, as part of this church. But now we wanted to take a moment to honor our connections to nature, and to take a moment to notice and appreciate nature. Even in a developed place like right around this church, nature is around us. As we look out the window, we can see things, we can look up in the sky, we can look out at the plants. There might even be water down there now after the rain in that little pond. We can see all signs of nature. We can tune in to what we see, what we hear, what we touch, what we smell. So now we want to take 5 minutes to allow everybody to experience nature, and you can do that in a couple of ways. There are some items on a couple of tables in the back. If you just want to walk over and pick up an item to appreciate, you can do that. If you want to step outside for 5 minutes and just walk around out on our grounds, you're welcome to do that, and I'll walk out with a chime and call you back in 5 minutes. If you're home on Zoom, you're welcome to also, you can look out the window or step outside your house and come back in 5 minutes to rejoin us. So any of those, you can sit in your seat where you are and just look out and appreciate nature, whatever you want to do. But we'll give you 5 minutes now to just have that, and then we'll regather. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and take a seat if you haven't yet, go ahead and take a seat. We'll let people wander back in here. So we just wanted to take a moment now, if there is somebody who would like to share the experience they just had, we'll take a little bit of time to do that now. And also, you can also chat with people about it more later after the service if you want to have longer conversations. But what did people notice, or how did they feel, or was there some way in which that experience fed their spirit? Somebody in the back here. Okay, so somebody says that being in nature makes them feel calm and grounded, and they found a rock out there, a special rock. I want to look on the Zoom here. Becky Haynes shared that she loved looking at the see-through bird feeder, at the cardinals and finches that come to eat, and the hummingbirds. Is there somebody else here that wants to share? Yeah. So she was saying the retention pond, when people had concerns about during the construction time, actually looks like a beautiful place with the water in it now. Did somebody else have a hand up that I missed? Yeah. Go Mark in here. Okay, so pine cones, sharing the special thing about the pine cones coming down. Yeah, Trish, did you want to share something? So Trish took off her shoes to walk in the grass. And one more, last word. You found what? Oh, they found a cicada with a broken wing. Wow, yeah. Where I grew up in Oklahoma, they had lots of very loud cicadas all summer. So I'm used to those. All right, I don't see anything more on Zoom. Wait a minute. No, there are some. Let me read a couple because I want to make sure we include some folks on Zoom too. Elaine is looking at flowers and seeing the face of God, and it's reminding her of her mom who died 8 years ago. And Wendy, I thought Wendy was here, but somehow she's on Zoom, is feeling the wind and the drizzle. Okay, we'll stop there, but again, I encourage you, if you want to chat more with people about this, there'll be some time for activities, which Randy will be telling us about next.
We're going to go ahead and extinguish the chalice here in this room. We put out the light, but you know the light within you never goes out. The light always shines. So those of you on Zoom, if you do have your chalice and want to join us as we extinguish the chalice, and join with me in the extinguishing the chalice, words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. May we carry these in our hearts and minds until we are together again. And so we are going to be together again in just a moment. Here's what we thought we might do since we're doing picnic indoors. Please feel free to stay and fellowship together. Share the good things of nature and what it means to you and how it's touched your heart. You could share at your table. You can go to another table. It's okay. There's food in the back, as you've noticed when you came in. Generally happens at a picnic, right? So what we're going to do with the food is, as you leave, serve yourself some food to take home to enjoy, because unfortunately we can't eat at our tables here inside. However, if it's not raining and you want to take a chance of eating outside, that's okay. You can eat outside, or feel free to take your plate of food home with you to enjoy. There's also going to be Kevin. Hi, Kevin. There is Kevin. He'll be doing some face painting. So and body tattoo. If you would like to, does the needle hurt, Kevin? Just a little. So if you want some body art, dads, moms, adults, children, get a little bit of body art going on. Do a little, I know it's hard with these, but maybe right here, a little big star on your forehead or something for your face painting. Sonis is going to lead us in some singing. Brad and Christy are going to be playing in music. You definitely want to stay for that enjoyment and to get our time together. So be it. May you go in peace, and may you be blessed in all you do and all you say. Amen. Sure, yeah, Sonis is going to lead us in one last song as we are dismissed to stay.
We're going to sing You've Got the Light of Love Inside You. They didn't put the words up for everybody, but we sing it all the time to sing the children out. So we'll sing together, and then we'll be dismissed. If you guys want to stand, you're willing to stand. If you're willing and able, please stand. You've got the light of love inside you. Go on your way in peace. So shine that light. This whole world now awaits you. Go on your way in peace. You've got the light of love inside you. Go on your way in peace. So shine that light. This whole world now awaits you. Go on your way in peace. You know we hold you. We hold you. Yes, we